It was the dark night of September 9th, 1980. A giant cargo ship was fighting the angry waves of the Pacific Ocean. It was bigger than the Titanic, 16 floors tall, a floating steel fortress. But just a few hours later, it was gone. No radio signal, no floating debris, no trace of a ship that weighed hundreds of thousands of tons. How can something so massive disappear without a sign? For 20 years, the authorities told the world only one thing: the ship just sank. But when the father of one missing crew member started searching for the truth, what he discovered beneath the ocean's surface shocked the entire world. Welcome back once again to Sticku TV videos. Viewers, the story begins on September 9th, 1980, when a massive cargo ship named M.V Derbyshire was cutting through the dark waters of the Pacific Ocean on its way to Japan. But from the east, another force of nature was approaching: Typhoon Orchid, a deadly storm growing stronger with every passing hour. M.V Derbyshire had already been at sea for 8 weeks. It had carried 150,000 tons of iron ore from Canada, crossed the Atlantic Ocean, past the southern tip of Africa, and now it was nearing its final destination. On board were 42 experienced men, engineers, helpers, and experts, all counting down the final hours before reaching home. But fate had something else planned. The ship's captain, Jeffrey Underhill, was a man with 20 years of experience at sea. He had faced many storms before. His wife had already flown to Japan, waiting to meet him. But that meeting would now remain a dream forever. Captain Underhill had complete faith in the weather reports. He believed the Derbyshire could easily handle the typhoon. The nearest safe harbor was too far away, so he decided to face the storm head-on. He reduced the speed and turned the ship slightly toward the waves, a common technique used to keep stability during strong seas. He also sent an emergency message, warning about the rough conditions and sharing his location. But the storm kept growing angrier. The waves rose to 10 meters high, some as tall as the ship itself. With a length of nearly 1,000 feet, the Derbyshire was larger and wider than the Titanic, a 16-story tall structure of solid steel, built to survive the worst oceans on Earth. And yet, something unthinkable was about to happen. That night, 2 other cargo ships were also caught in the same typhoon. By morning, both had safely reached port, but M.V Derbyshire had vanished. No signal, no wreckage, no survivors. It was as if the sea had swallowed it whole. For 20 years, the world had no answer to what really happened that night. The last message from M.V Derbyshire was sent on September 9th, 1980. After that, silence. No distress call, no final goodbye. For 6 long days, there was only silence. The ship's owners didn't even report it missing at first. They thought maybe radio contact had been lost and the ship would appear any moment. But days passed, and nothing. On September 15th, officials finally realized the ship was truly gone. An international search mission was launched. Helicopters, airplanes, and Navy vessels searched the last known coordinates, but not even a small piece of metal was found. After 6 days, the search was officially stopped. Authorities closed the case quickly, saying simply, "The sea took it." No investigation, no explanation. And soon, the media coverage disappeared too. The families of the crew sent letters, begged for answers, but they were told there was nothing to investigate. The families refused to believe it. Something was being hidden. You see, M.V Derbyshire wasn't an old ship. It had been built just 4 years earlier, in Britain's famous Swan Hunter shipyard. It could carry more than 150,000 tons of cargo, 4 times more than older ships. It was one of the new bridge-class ships, a powerful new design made to carry oil one way and iron ore on the return journey. That way, the ship was never empty, always earning money for the company. These ships generated 30% more profit than normal vessels. Only 6 bridge-class ships existed in the whole world, and Derbyshire was one of them. But for one man, it became a mission. Peter Redyard, the father of one of the crew members lost on the Derbyshire. Peter was not just a grieving father, he was also an experienced ship surveyor, a man who had spent his entire life studying ships and the sea. And when he started digging, he uncovered a shocking truth. Just 18 months after the Derbyshire vanished, another bridge-class ship, the Tyne Bridge, was caught in a North Sea storm. Suddenly, cracks started appearing in its steel structure. The captain quickly ordered an evacuation and everyone was saved. The ship barely survived, but that accident opened the door to the truth. When Peter inspected the Tyne Bridge, he discovered that its front structure had developed dangerous cracks. Further investigation showed that every bridge-class ship had similar cracks, and all in the same area. Even worse, these ships were secretly being repaired in ports to hide the problem. Then Peter found the most shocking fact of all. These ships were not built according to their original design plans. Some parts had been changed to save time and money. He gathered all his evidence and sent it to the Department of Transportation. When the final report was published, it exposed everything. Every bridge-class ship had the same weak bosun's door doors and faulty hatch covers. It wasn't one big design flaw. It was a collection of small mistakes, shortcuts, and negligence that destroyed a masterpiece of steel. During the 1970s, ships sank every year. It had become normal. But the families of the Derbyshire refused to let their tragedy be just another number. They fought for justice. They changed the entire shipping industry. New designs were created, new safety rules were enforced, and inspections became stricter. They didn't just find a lost ship. They changed the future of maritime safety forever. Today, many of the rules that keep modern ships safe exist because of M.V Derbyshire, the ship that still lies silently 4 kilometers deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. I hope you liked this video from Sticku TV. Thank you so much for your love, likes, and comments. We'll see you in the next amazing story.